Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and for everybody who's new, I'm Leora and I'm so glad you found me. So welcome to today's video where I actually want to chat with you a little bit about if I had a magic wand and I could have everything and I would be big enough for brands to see me and to realize that I even exist, what would be my dream collabs? And that is not really necessarily, yes also, but not necessarily only me maybe bringing out a palette with them or something like this, but also, you know, doing that, yes, and also slash being on the PR list and trying out their products, promoting them or whatever, all of these things that all go together and are all like this vibe between influencer and brand, you know, this whole interaction, everything included. I just wanted to go through a few of the brands that I partially have and I partially only know from hearsay and from seeing them on their social media and whatever, and being featured by other influencers, of course, and just, you know, to show you where my heart lies as of right now, what I find super interesting, intriguing, and of course there are a lot more, but I sort of narrowed it down a little bit to something like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Yeah, a few. All right, so let's go through that, and we're first going to start with palettes because of course that is my big thing, right, as you know. So let's start more or less alphabetically, and so that's why I'm going to start with Ace Beauté. So I have, actually Ace Beauté was my first palette. Not Ace Beauté, but the quintessential palette from Ace Beauté. I don't have it anymore. I don't know what happened to it. I think my daughters have gotten hold of it or something, I don't know, but now, as of right now, I have this one, which is of course the Oceanic palette, which is super beautiful. I love this palette to bits. As you know, I have spoken about this so much. So Ace Beauté is a brand that is absolutely intriguing to me, as are all of the ones obviously that I'm mentioning. And as I'm filming this, I also have of course the Paradise bundle on the way to me, which is 4 more palettes, and I'm super excited about that. And yeah, I totally have my eyes on this brand. Ace Beauté, super interesting brand. Also the formula, at least of the palette that I have now here, is very good. I don't remember the quintessential palette because that is quite some time ago, and back then, honestly, when I was working with that palette, my makeup skills were like, I wouldn't even compare it to now, obviously. So I don't even know what to say about the formula. I don't remember, and also back then, what did I know? So anyway, so that was Ace Beauté, and then the next thing is Blush Tribe. Blush Tribe is interesting for several reasons. First of all, I love the formula, and I love the artwork that they do with their palettes. I have, how many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I have 6 palettes from Blush Tribe. This is the Blossom palette. I think that has been discontinued and replaced by the Layla one, I think, I want to say. This one I have. Then I have the Layla 2, which I bought during this summer 2019. Very beautiful palette. I think it could have a little bit more depth, honestly, you know, but besides that, I think it is a very beautiful palette. I think the most famous palette and the most successful, as far as I can judge, but what do I know, really? I don't know, is the Hasina 2, of course, because look at this. This has been in like everybody's collection. It's a beautiful palette. The Fall Fusion palette, I think that was really just limited edition, and it was said at some point that it would come back even this summer or this fall, but I don't think it did. But that was also a very beautiful palette. The shimmer formula also in this palette is absolutely phenomenal. Then of course, beginning of 2019, I think there was the Paulina palette that Blush Tribe did in collaboration with Paulina Aspeljung. I think that's how one pronounces her last name. Also a very beautiful palette. And the last one that I have from Blush Tribe is the Munasa palette, which looks like this. A beautiful palette. That is one of the first ones actually I had from Blush Tribe, and it's super stunning. I love it a lot. Anyway, so all of those palettes are super beautiful, and I also like the artwork. As I just told you, they have this special way of, you know, taking images and sort of, I don't know what the word is, how they're like abstracting. Does one say that? Abstract cropping an image or a picture and making like a picture like this out of it, you know. I don't know how to say it. That is their style, and I absolutely vibe with that. I think it's a super cool thing to have or to do. And yeah, and I also like especially about Blush Tribe that they do collaborate with small creators. I mean, when they did the collaboration with Paulina, I think she was at 6,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I think that is really amazing and really speaks for the brand, you know. I really like that. Okay, let's go to the next thing. I forgot one. I wanted to go back to A, and that is actually Artitude Cosmetics. Artitude Cosmetics sort of plopped into my vision a couple of weeks ago when they released their Color Splash palette. And I don't know if you remember, I featured that also in my new makeup releases video in that week. It was a palette that was sort of half rosy neutral and half colorful, and I was really impressed by that palette, and I thought, wow, this palette really is everything. You can do completely neutral, romantic, beautiful looks, and then also super colorful, which both of those ways totally vibe with me. I do believe that that is the first palette they've released. I think. I don't want to say something wrong now, but maybe. Anyway, so that definitely is a palette that is super beautiful, and also they have beautiful lashes, sweeties. Go check out their lashes. I'm going to leave all the links to all of the brands that I'm mentioning today, obviously, in the description box down below. Okay, so now we had Ace Beauté, Artitude Cosmetics, and Blush Tribe. Now we're going to go to Cleonat. So obviously, I have nothing from Cleonat. I've been on their website so many times, like you would not even believe. The few times that I actually hit the funds that I could have bought something, it was sold out what I wanted. And then, you know, it was either this or that. Either it was sold out or I at that moment couldn't buy it. So we have not been very lucky together, Cleonat Cosmetics and I, but I love that brand. It is such a special brand. They are doing something so right that I can't even say, you know. Let me just, I just have to glance down because you know that I can't remember names, like, yeah, it's just dust in the wind. Names are for me dust in the wind. I don't know what that condition is, but I just have the hardest time to remember stuff. So anyway, Stained Glass collection. Seriously. Then there was the 66.5 degrees north collection that was inspired by the landscape or the flora and fauna of the northern hemisphere, or like the Arctic Circle or something. There was very like, it was a lot of whites honestly, but also like greens and like tones that I've never seen in a palette before or in a collection before. That was super beautiful. And then of course, for example, the Dream Weaver palette or collection, also beautiful. This brand, how much creativity can there be in a person to come out with stuff like this, you know? Absolutely stunning. I know from other creators who are doing videos on them that the formula is amazing. I cannot wait to one day have it too. All right, next thing is Davina. So I do actually have a little bit, tiny little bit of Davina. I'm almost ashamed, like, or embarrassed. I'm almost embarrassed to show you because this is like, this looks so sad. Look at this. This is my Davina collection. So those are my singles that I have. I have not used them yet because these are all shimmers, and I actually am waiting till I can get some of the mattes because I want to do a Davina only look and not just feature the shimmers. So so they're waiting. They're very dear to my heart. I bought them, I think, around my birthday, around my 40th birthday this summer. And they're still waiting to be used, which is a shame. But really, as a creator, it just makes sense to feature brands in the whole look instead of, you know, picking and choosing and doing from here and there. I don't know. For like a normal person that is not on YouTube, it really doesn't matter, right? But for me, it just makes sense, like business sense, you know? So that's why I'm just waiting till I'm gonna be having my English repaired. I'm waiting till I have some mattes and then I'm going to rock those shades, just so you know. Okay, so that was Davina. Next one is Fabled Fragrances. Sweeties, I've been talking a lot this year, ever since I started to do the new makeup releases videos. I've been talking about Fabled Fragrances quite frequencies. Someone help me. fabled fragrances, I'm so sorry, quite a bit. These, you gotta go on the website and just look. Like, don't even do anything, just look, just open your eyes and let this sink in. First of all, how the whole vibe of the website, then look at the shadows, the mattes and the shimmers and those grungy tones that they bring out. Again, these are bundles. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. They are amazing. I have stuff in that shopping cart for a very long time already. I don't know. It's an amazing brand that I highly recommend. I have not tried it yet, obviously, because otherwise I would have something here to show you. But just from my feeling about the brand, you know, the feeling about their colors, the feeling about what I see when I go on their website, and the specialness of this brand, like, I'm super vibing with this brand. Yeah. Okay, next thing is Julius Place. So Julius Place, I have fortunately quite a few palettes. I have 2, 4, 6, and I have 2 more that are already in my travel luggage, in my suitcase, because I'm filming this before my overseas trip. So these are already packed away. This is the Mini Masquerade and the Mini Magic palette. And then besides that, I also have the Afrique palette, which looks like this. Ooh, like this. I think most of you know probably those palettes already. This is, of course, the Tribe palette, which is super stunning, as you can see. Then we have the Zulu palette. That is also like a classic for everybody who loves color. Then I also have the Warrior palette and the Warrior one, or is it just the Warrior? I don't know. This is of course super neutral, but as you know, I let myself like stuff like this too, and actually this is a very beautiful palette. Believe it or not, I just said that, really. Then there is the Festival palette, which looks like this. This is my favorite, most favorite of all times white shade. It is super stunning. I love the formula of Julius Place. As you know by now, I'm super thrilled to have all of these. Then there's of course the Warrior 3 palette that you might have seen already my first impression video with, and I think so. I think that's already live. And I also have a blush palette from them, the Saharan 2 blush palette, and I'm very intrigued because as of right now, when I'm filming this, the Wahala palette, I think it's called, that they sneak peeked a couple of weeks ago, has not yet released. So I'm very curious about what that's gonna be. But anyway, the matte formula and the shimmer formula is really one of my most favorite formulas ever, you know. Yeah, so that is Julius Place. The next brand I want to talk to you about is Colitis Makeup, and you know also that I have a big hang up with Colitis because it is so special. I have 2 palettes from Colitis, which is the Futurism 4. We Are Neon palette, which looks like this. And then I also have the Electro Turquoise palette, which is the Futurism 5. Like this. Okay, so you know that I love Colitis. It is such a good formula. Both mattes and both shimmers are absolutely stunning to work with, and also as a brand they are so friendly and so nice that, like, there are not a lot of brands who are like this, you know, just so you know. There were of course 3 more palettes in that line before then, and I don't have those, that are also super beautiful. And there was also a bigger palette. What was that called? Deep Sea Luster? Cluster Luster, I think, something like that. I think that was discontinued, which is a shame because I really thought that that was a beautiful palette and I would have totally gotten that. Like, if you want to bring that back, Colitis, please feel free to do so. Yeah, also the artwork of everything they do, the highlighters that they just brought out, the lip products that they just brought out. It is a brand that seems to be doing well, that seems to be growing and investing in more products, in making a broader spectrum of what they're offering, and I think that's a very, very good sign. It's a sign of growth and of success, and I'm super, super happy for them. And yeah, and the quality just really, really speaks for them, you know. Okay, next thing I want to feature is Lethal Cosmetics. That is a German-based indie brand. I have nothing from Lethal Cosmetics. I would love to have a lot from Lethal Cosmetics. It's a very intriguing brand. Again, when you look at the mattes and also the shimmers and whatever they can offer on their website, it is absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. Also the way they put their collections together. Now we of course have just spoken about the Dream Sign palette. I think as when you see this, it might have been the last collection that has been released. Very, very beautiful. Also the highlighters, also the lip products, also the eyeshadow palette. Yeah, all together a very, very intriguing brand for me. The next thing the next thing is Melt Cosmetics, and I did not think about that immediately when I thought which are the brands, but yes, it is an amazing, amazing, super, super intriguing brand for me, and I have nothing. Okay, so of course the last thing they've released is the holiday collection that they just came out with, the Amor Eterno, I think. Don't know how to say it, collection with the Vida palette and the Muerte palette and all the things around it. Super beautiful. I just so good. And then of course we have the Gemini palette and the Smoke Sessions palette that are also beautiful palettes. I have heard different things about the formula. I cannot. Oh, the Radioactive palette, also super beautiful. I don't know what to say about the formula because I've heard super, super good things, and I've said it's I've heard people say that it's maybe a little bit dry, and I don't know. So I really don't know. But as a brand, just from where I am sitting here right now, not knowing anything from personal experience what concerns Melt, I love that brand. I think that's a very, very intriguing brand for me. Next thing is Menagerie Cosmetics. Menagerie Cosmetics is a very, very special brand. If you don't know, they are featuring a lot of, like, all of their palettes are super cute designed. It's always in connection with animals, animal life, or things like this. Of course, there's, for example, the Killer Purr palette that has that lion on the front of the palette, or what else is there? The Feral palette with the, what's it called? The cub? Is it a cub or is it a puppy? No, it's I don't know the proper English word. I think it's a cub. I don't know. You let me know. Yeah, so anyway, then also the Whale Song palette and all of these, you know, everything is like Animal Kingdom related, and that is really, really cool. Plus the shadows in the palettes look absolutely stunning. Have nothing from Menagerie Cosmetics. Would love to have everything from Menagerie Cosmetics. Super beautiful. As a brand, as a whole, everything around it, really, really like it. Okay, the next thing is OPP Beauty, and I have also featured OPP quite a bit already on my channel. Of course, I have two palettes from OPP Beauty, and that is of course this palette here, which is the Tropical Dreams palette. You have seen recently also a video where I did a look with this one when I was shopping my stash, and then I also have the Rainbow Splash palette, which looks like Leora pressed in a palette. It's super beautiful. I like this palette a lot, very, very much, and I also like to combine both of them, obviously. They also have the Spotlight palette, which I don't have. They also have like Oshun or something. They have, I think, like 2, 3, 4 more palettes. They have, I think they have also lashes. They have pigments, you know, things like this, loose pigments and all kinds of things. Also as a brand, and also from what I have been working with, I think they are absolutely amazing. They are UK based, if I haven't mentioned it yet, and yeah, super, super intrigued. Another brand that is absolutely worth trying out if you have not done so yet. Okay, next thing is Pinky Rose Cosmetics. Okay, so Pinky Rose, I have 4 palettes. So the first one that I have is the Bright Lights palette, which looks like this. It's a bit like neon pastel-y kind of a thing. It's really, really nice. It does have, though, a few pressed glitters in it. But as you know, I don't mind, because I use glitters once in a while. Not too much anymore, because ever since I started to wear lashes like for every look, it started to bother me a little bit, because it makes it so much harder to clean the lashes, honestly. So that's why I'm staying a little bit away from glitter now, because because I just don't have the time to like brush my lashes like crazy, you know. Anyway, but it's a very beautiful palette, have also featured that. Then I of course have the Triology bundle, which consists of the Obsessed palette, which looks like this. Then we have of course the 80s Baby palette, also very, very beautiful. You see the color schemes in those palettes are so special. They are not predictable, really, you know. There is always something in the palette where I think, wow, where did that come from? And that is really how I like it, you know. This is what I love. So that is also a beautiful brand for me. Also the formula is really, really good. Love the palettes, love it all. Yeah. All right, so that was Pinky Rose. Then one more is Rebel Rogue Labs. Rebel Rogue Labs just came out recently with the Suspended in Dusk palette, which was one of my favorites or highlights of the year 2019. Super beautiful palette, absolutely out there and special and different, which I love, as you know. And then there was also the Losing My Religion palette, a little bit maybe September or something, in September, or maybe a little bit before even, I'm not 100% sure anymore, which also looked really, really nice. And she also has a lot of other things actually on her Etsy. I think she's available on Etsy. Another brand that is absolutely intriguing to me and super beautiful, and she is super, super creative, the owner of the brand. Super creative. Okay, so the last makeup brand, or yeah, I guess so, the last makeup brand that I want to feature is Sample Beauty. And of course there are other ones, okay? So of course I could feature my ABH Norvina palettes, because they are, together with Julius Place, the top notch of my most favorite formulas. Not that I cannot work with anything else, as you know. This is, by the way, certified, just in case you were wondering. So I could talk about a lot, you know? So you should thank me for just narrowing it down a little bit. Okay, so Sample Beauty came out this year with these 4 palettes, where I have two of them. So this, of course, I have featured. This is the Hydrographic palette, which is super beautiful. And also this one, this is the Immensity palette, which looks like this. And then there were 2 more in that line. One of them was a little bit more like warm neutrals, and the other one was a little bit like more rosy neutrals. Now I wish I had them, because now I could appreciate them. Back then, when I pulled the order, when I ordered it, yeah, there was a lapse in my brain. I did not appreciate those color schemes yet. Now I would. Then of course they have also other palettes, but now the last one was of course the Equalizer palette, which is absolutely my piece of cake, because there are also some neutrals in it, but mostly I would say it's probably like 2/3 colorful and 1/3 neutral. And there is a lot of shimmers to go by and to work with, and also a lot of mattes, you know. It's like, it's an amazing palette. Try to order it on Black Friday. It was sold out already, so yeah, what can I do? Anyway, so we'll try again at some point. Okay, so then there are 2 more things that I actually want to mention that have nothing to do with eyeshadow, and that is a collaboration, or being on the PR list, or whatever you want to call it, with a lash brand. So you know how I am with lashes. I love lashes. I wear lashes 6 out of 7 days. I would be the perfect person for a brand if I were bigger and had a bigger audience, of course, because as of right now, no brand is going to have any benefit from like being featured by me, really, right? So we gotta grow a bit. But anyway, I would be the perfect person to test lashes, you know? I would absolutely be the perfect person for this. Also for how they perform when you clean them and dry them, and like when you treat them, you know, and also how to put them on, and how they wear and everything, you know. I would be absolutely the perfect person to do this, because I do it all the time, and also because I have the absolute passion for it, you know. If on camera or off camera, I always wear them, except on one day during the week. So that's why I'm perfect. So of course there would be House of Lashes. You know, I would not wear like these tiny flimsy lashes. That's just not me. You know, I always go for the 3D, big winged, flared out, you know, the bigger the better kind of a thing, which is me. because yeah. So there is House of Lashes. There's of course Huda Beauty has of course also very, very beautiful lashes, and Lily Lashes. Those are the three that immediately come to mind. And as I told you, I think that Artitude Cosmetics also has lashes. Root Cosmetics has also nice lashes. Not tried them yet, just from what I'm seeing on the website. So yeah, so that is, you know, if anyone wants to collaborate with me trying out lashes, I'm here. I'm here. The last thing I'm here for is trying out brushes for brands. Absolutely the right person for that, because obviously I think like I'm doing good jobs doing makeup looks. I think I can absolutely judge how brushes are performing with different formulas. I'm also the perfect person to do all this because I'm washing my brushes after every use. So with me, brands would get, or also my viewers would get the absolute honest reviews, because I would wash them every single day and I could tell them how do they perform, how are they being, like how can you clean them, how do they dry, like how do they look after they've dried, you know, that's what I wanted to say, because sometimes after the first time you wash them they frizzle out and then they're useless. But and that has not always anything to do or something to do with the price, you know, because I have, for example, brushes like which ones? There is an Israeli brand, an Israeli drugstore brand, which is called Caroline. And if you, this one, for example, yeah, so this one, for example, is a pretty, maybe let's say $4 brush. It's a very, very affordable, really, and it's so good, you know. I use it for blending all the time. It is, I would love it if there would be also a version that is a little bit bigger, because I have a lot of eye space to work with and I use this for a little bit more detailed work. But yeah, so, and also the other brush that I always feature, of course, Kiko Milano brushes. I also really like. This is the number 56 from Kiko Milano. I just want to let you compare the size. So the darker one, the black one, is from Kiko Milano, and this is the one that I always use, you know, for the big eye space, and then I go in with this to, you know, have a little bit more detailed work. But super beautiful. Then of course there are Refer brushes. I would love to have Refer brushes. They have been hyped up so much. I cannot ever buy that. You know, the last time I went on their website, because I think as of like now in December 2019, I think their brushes are becoming available, because before then they have just being sent to influencers to sort of promote them and to try them out, right? So I was not one of them, but I have seen a lot of the influencers use them, and they were all super happy with those brushes. But when you go on the website and there is like a brush set of 5 brushes and it's like $200 or something, I will never ever be able to buy something like this. But I would love to test them out for brands, you know. I think I would be the perfect person, because I do good makeup jobs. People would see what I can do with those brushes, and also of course the way I clean them and everything, put them, let them undergo like a really how do you say that, thorough test of stamina, sort of, you know. Yeah, so that is why I'm the perfect person. Okay, so now I'm totally exhausted. Then there's of course also Sigma brushes. Sigma brushes is like, I have I think 7 or so Sigma brushes, using them all the time. They're super good, super beautiful. I would love to have, you know, a whole collection of Sigma brushes and just test everything. So anyway, that is another thing, like another brand of brushes that I absolutely would want to like work with, you know, or to get stuff to test for them or things like this. Also, and I'm just actually right now thinking about that, is eyeshadow primers. I think I would be the absolute perfect person to try out eyeshadow primers, because I'm doing makeup so much and I'm really like testing. You know, so that is another thing. I have right now, as of right now, I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance, which looks like this. You gotta forgive me, I don't know what's with my brain today. I have a hard time speaking today. I don't know what that is. Okay, so then here, the next one that I'm going to use once this is used up is the Sigma eyeshadow primer. It's still in the original packaging. That is the next one on my list. So that is, you know, that is a whole new topic that I could also be testing. So anyway, I really, really am excited about this. Or lash glue, you know, lash glues, different lash glues. All kinds of stuff, you know? So anyway, I'm here for it all. All right, sweeties, let me know what you think about all of this, or if you have anything else to share, please do that in the comment section down below. You will find everything, of course, that I used for my makeup today in the description box, and also links to all the brands that I featured. And besides that, if you're new here, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you here, and I'll see you here next time for my next video, which is going to be super soon. And up until then, go ahead and sparkle. Hugs and kisses. Bye.